20s can be really difficult and really messy, and technically they are supposed to be that way. But when you add unresolved trauma on top of that, that just adds a whole layer of just struggle and this like difficulty to navigate your 20s. In moments like this, you probably feel that you are falling behind and things are just not going the right way, and maybe that you are crazy or something. I'm here to remind you that that's not the case, and it's okay to feel however you feel. And just a disclaimer, this video is not a diagnosis or one kind of solution roadmap to healing your trauma. I'm just sharing my personal journey, and what works for me might not necessarily work for you, so please keep that in mind while watching. And feel free to take inspiration from what resonates and leave out what doesn't. Okay, but first of all, let's just zoom out for a second and just give ourselves a tap on the back, because we live in a world that is so fast-paced and everything is just thrown at us every single day. I mean, we've got so many crazy things going on in our world right now, and when we add our 20s being messy on top of that, plus traumas and things that we go through on a daily basis, honestly, the fact that we are still going and still showing up for ourselves is amazing, and I really want you to keep that in mind while you are watching this video. So I won't go into details about my own trauma because I don't want to make this video too depressing, but I do want to focus on how it makes it difficult to navigate your 20s. I am 25 right now, but when I got into my 20s, I was a very self-destructive person. I mean, I would drink away my problems, I would go out to parties all the time, and that was the time where I moved to UK, so I was completely outside of my family home, and there was literally no one to control me, if that makes any sense. There was no one to like look after me. I just felt like, oh, I've got freedom. So my usage of that freedom was obviously very self-destructive. To be honest, at the time I didn't even know that behavior was trauma response, and I really needed I actually had a few harsh wake-up calls from my life. This was a repeated pattern because I was refusing to learn my lessons, and now I know that now, but back then I didn't. And I would also push away every single person that tried to help me or give me advice, and especially if this advice was something that I didn't want to hear at the time and I didn't want to face, I would literally just think about the fact that they are mean and they don't know what I'm going through, so I'm not gonna listen to them. They are so out of touch, they are tone deaf, and that's horrible what they are saying. I would basically get offended. And while it's partially understandable why I was falling into those self-destructive patterns and why I was refusing help, because I was just scared to face it myself, at one point it became my choice to live this way, because you can't blame your past forever. So to talk about how to improve this, because now that it's been 5 years since I moved to UK and kind of lived through all of those weird phases in my life, I gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And what I already touched on a little bit is sitting through your feelings. This is something that is incredibly scary for most of us, because this is where you need to sit down and actually face the fact that you are accepting this lifestyle. Even though you hate it, you are accepting it because that's all you know. And while yes, most of the things that cause us to act that way in our adult life are not something that is our fault, that we did to ourselves. Right now, it is our responsibility to heal from them. As much as it's something that was caused by another person, our family, right now, it is our sole job to heal from it. No one's gonna come here to save us. No one's gonna come here to do that for us. We need to do our healing alone. It is a really, really harsh truth, and I know it's hard to hear, but the sooner you accept it, the better. And with that comes setting boundaries. Once you kind of know that you should start healing and you are responsible for your own healing, setting boundaries for yourself and people around you is incredibly important. So for example, for me, what I should have done is say no to going out. Boundaries are there to protect you, protect your peace, and help you heal. The more you say no to things, the more you say yes to yourself and your healing. And remember that those that are not respecting your boundaries are simply not meant to be a part of your healing journey. But I also know there's a lot of things when it comes to trauma, and it can be really layered and complex, so considering therapy or counseling or even just getting into self-improvement is a really good way to kind of understand the root of the problem, because you can't really do much healing if you you don't understand where certain things are coming from. But the very key thing, I think, for everyone is to let yourself feel the feelings and stop running away from them. And also not over rationalize them as well. Don't be too logical about your feelings, because that can also be a bit of a trap where you avoid your feelings by trying to logically explain them. You need to feel them while also understanding why they are happening and what is causing them to even come up in the first place. And with that, I also want to say, please don't shame yourself, and especially your past self, for your mistakes that you've made as a result of certain situations and traumas. Because sure, I could be so embarrassed by my actions back then, and I could be so like, why have I done that? But I only knew that much back then. I didn't have the wisdom I have right now. I only have that wisdom because of my past self. No one gave that wisdom to me. I had to live through all of that to actually understand myself better. We also need to remember that the things that we did back then, this is what we thought was reasonable back then. This is what we thought that made sense. And in the situation, maybe it did. Because again, we didn't have the resources that we have now. We didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom that we have now. So obviously we made choices based on what we knew back then, and we knew a lot less. And I think that one very important flip, like a mindset shift that we should do, is think that life is happening for us, not to us. I know that this might trigger some people and be like, what do you mean? Because that's exactly how I would have reacted back then if I heard this phrase. But I think now that even though I went through horrible stuff, it's not that I'm grateful that it happened, because obviously I would rather not have it happen to me. I don't think it would shape me. If this didn't happen, I don't think it would shape me into the person that I am today. The thing that keeps me going is that thought that at the end of the day, this shaped me into a much stronger person, and mentally I am so much more resilient than if this didn't happen to me. And with that being said, of course, I'm a big believer, as you can probably tell now, that everything happens for a reason. There's always a lesson to take from something. And like I said, everyone's trauma is different, and everybody's responses are different. But the key is to really let yourself feel and understand that at some point, it is a choice to live a certain way, which means that you also have as much power to change it. It is doable, trust me. If I went from absolute rock bottom to where I am now, and I'm still growing and I'm still learning and progressing, then you can too. Anybody can. Because we only have one life at the end of the day. If we want to spend it on just dwelling on how bad life can be sometimes, we miss so many beautiful things that otherwise could be happening to us, and that we could be noticing if we weren't so avoidant of healing and actually sitting with ourselves and accepting the fact that, okay, yes, I've been hurt in the past, yes, things happened to me in the past, but now I can change it, I can let it go, I can change it, I can heal from it. And I just want to remind you that healing will be uncomfortable. Please don't think that it's all unicorns and fun and happy times, because healing is actually really messy, and it is supposed to feel that way, okay? Don't feel like you're doing something wrong. It will feel uncomfortable. That's why we are so scared of it, because it is new and it feels really uncomfortable. But it's completely normal and okay to feel like a complete mess during that period. What's important is that you are learning from it, and that you are shifting away from harmful patterns and behaviors. You are so strong, and I am really proud of you for how far you've come, and that you are taking those first steps to actually heal yourself, because that takes a lot of courage. So please remember that you are incredibly strong. Give yourself a pat on the back, and I am giving you a pat on the back as well, because honestly, I am really proud of you. And please feel free to use this comment section as a place where you can tell us what you've been going through, or maybe share your story, maybe share your progress with us, so we can all inspire each other and motivate each other. I want to make the comment section as safe of a space as it can be. Join us on this journey, because we are in this together. And in the meantime, you can also look at my other videos. If there's any other particular areas that you struggle with, I do have guides on how to be disciplined, how to be consistent, and this video is a part of a series that is called Unfiltered Thoughts. So if you want to watch anything else that is in this format, then go ahead to my playlist and have a watch. And also, if you like the way I approach topics, then let me know what else you would want to hear from me, because I love topic suggestions and I take them all seriously and I script them, and trust me, they are in the works. But other than that, also make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post daily, and also on Spotify, where you can listen to my videos on the go. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and again, you are incredibly strong. I am proud of you, and keep going. Please don't give up. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.